Alex moved into a cheap apartment in an old building. On the very first night, he heard a strange scratching behind his bedroom wall. It didn't sound like rats. The sound was rhythmic, as if someone was slowly dragging a fingernail across the brick from the other side, where there was no room, only a solid wall. By morning, Alex noticed a thin crack in the wallpaper. It smelled of something sweet and rotten, like stagnant water in a vase. He pressed his ear to the wall and froze. He heard no breathing, but a faint sound of swallowing, as if someone was struggling to push something narrow through a throat. He decided to tear a piece of the wallpaper. Behind it was a small hole in the concrete. Alex shone a flashlight inside and saw an eye. It was massive, lidless, and staring right back at him. The pupil wasn't round, it was vertical, pulsing in time with his own heartbeat. Alex jumped back, but the eye didn't disappear. Something pale began to crawl out of the hole. It was a long, thin finger with too many joints. It slowly filled the air like a blind worm searching for something to grab. Instead of a nail, the finger was covered in tiny, sharp hooks. He tried to tape the hole shut and push a heavy wardrobe in front of it. But at night, he woke up to the sound of the wardrobe slowly sliding across the floor. From behind, it came a wet, crunching sound. Something inside the wall was widening the passage, breaking its own bones to squeeze into the apartment. Alex ran to the kitchen for a knife, but when he returned, he saw the bedroom wall literally breathing. The concrete was bulging and sinking. Half a face was now sticking out of the hole. It was flat with no nose, and a mouth sewn shut with coarse human threads that were still bleeding. The creature began to make a sound. It wasn't a scream. It was mimicking Alex's voice. "Help me. It's so tight in here," he croaked in his exact tone. As it spoke, the threads on its mouth tightened, and one of them snapped, revealing a black void inside the jaw. Alex ran into the hallway to the front door, but the key wouldn't turn. He looked through the keyhole and saw the same pale, hooked finger. The creature was everywhere now. It didn't live in just one wall. It was the very structure of the building. The house was his body. He felt a sharp pain in his ankle. A thin white thread slid out from under the baseboard. It wasn't a fiber. It was the creature's nerve. It instantly pierced Alex's skin and began pulling him into the wall. His bones began to soften, turning flexible like rubber, so he could fit into the narrow space between the bricks. The next day, the landlord came for the rent. The apartment was empty, except for a new bulge on the bedroom wall that resembled a human silhouette. The landlord only sighed, taped over the new crack with wallpaper, and muttered, "I should have warned him not to make so much noise. The house doesn't like to be disturbed."